Hello.
Yeah, Sashi, I think I had to press start broadcast, and I think now I am live.
You are live now?
Yeah, I think so. But can you just come as a viewer and see if it is working?
Uh, so I'm coming as a viewer only. I keep telling you very no direct. Did you click on Q&A also?
Yeah, I clicked on it, and then there was a button for start broadcast. So I clicked that as well.
Yeah, you clicked on the start button, right?
On the start button, and then it asked me to start broadcast, which I did.
Yeah. Now, that is scheduled to start at 6:30.
Okay.
So, 1 second 6:30, it will start broadcast.
Got it. ठीक है, Sashi. So,
The other point, Aman,
Mhm.
that on the top of your screen,
Uh-huh.
you will see a box, 9 boxes actually put together into an icon.
Yeah.
9 squares.
Yeah.
If you click on it, there will be a Q&A.
Okay. Screen share, showcase. Yeah, Q&A.
Yeah. So just have click on Q&A and have that view on.
Okay.
When people ask questions, you will see the question and answer questions here.
I got it. So it's now up.
Yeah. So I am live. I will just SMS you when you are actually live. When you are able to.
Okay, got it, Sashi. ठीक है.
Yeah.
Thanks, man. Bye. हाँ, Tanya.
I'm sorry, I just can't get onto the net. Is it any better?
No, I am on it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye. Hello. Hello, Sashi.
Yeah, you are live and you can't hear us.
Okay.
Yes, you need to reschedule. So you just spoke to Tanya also.
Okay.
So now live and visible. So in case you see the number of visitors increasing, you can start off.
Got it. But I can't hear people. So is that okay?
You can't hear people. Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, got it. Okay. Hi everyone, this is Aman. This is probably the first time I am on the webinar. And what I'll request you is to share your questions, and which I'll be able to see on the right hand side of my screen. Based on your question, I should be able to share my thoughts on that, and hopefully that will be of some value to you. Hi, that's from Sunita, and she's asked a question, which is, how is a liberal arts education better than the normal system in India? Now, I must inform you once again that I'm a little uncomfortable because I can't hear people. I'm talking almost one way from this side. I'll do my best to answer this question. And in case this meets your expectations, just let me know. Or you can always post a follow-up question. I personally think that liberal arts education is probably the kind of education that is most suited to someone who wants, I would say, a broader, richer form of education. If there is someone who is very focused on pursuing a particular discipline, either because the person has discovered an area of interest very early on in their academic career, or they're very passionate about pursuing one particular area, then of course going to in a way what you could call as a normal education system in India could still work, because they are normally designed to be highly specialized and, I would say, narrow in many ways. So if somebody is very passionate about, let's say, electrical engineering, and is very keen to pursue it for their college education, and the person is sure that there's nothing else that they want to pursue, then it becomes obvious that this person, if the person wants to study in India, then they should try to go to an IIT. However, it is not very common that, at least in the Indian school system, that students are trained or educated in a manner that they can discover their true area of interest and passion. So a normal education system, for example, an IIT, will allow this person to pursue electrical engineering to a significant depth. But this will come at a cost of losing out on learning and exploring any other area of knowledge or learning, at least at the college level. Now, I myself went to an IIT to do my engineering. What I realized realized was right up in the first year, I realized that this is not what I really wanted to study for college. I liked physics, chemistry, and maths. And everyone told me that the most logical thing for you to do is to go to an IIT. But after reaching there, I realized that this is not really what I want to do. So what happened was I was tied up into a system where I had no escape except to leave the college, which was a bit of a risk that time. But to just continue studying something that I didn't like for 4 full years. Now, I would say this is very common for typical Indian education environments, where based on some percentage or some exam, you get selected to a program. And no matter whether you like it or don't like it, you have to continue studying that for the next 3 to 4 years. Now, that's a little unfair to someone who at that age might want to discover and learn many other disciplines, like we see now more prominently. The other problem is that they don't allow you to explore. And that's very common, by the way, of a liberal arts education model, that you get a full opportunity to explore different areas of knowledge before you choose what you might want to specialize in. Now, liberal arts education in particular is designed in a way that in the first 1 or 2 years, you're allowed to explore different disciplines spanning the sciences, maths, arts, humanities, and even new age sciences like computer science. It is after that, roughly at the end of 1.5 years or 2 years, maybe more, you're asked to choose what you'd want to specialize in. And all this while, you retain the flexibility to maybe swap or change your major, as you might call it, maybe even in the 3rd year. So I personally feel that liberal arts education format is definitely better suited for students who want to explore, who might not have a very narrow and a highly focused area of interest, but want to explore and discover different domains of knowledge and then make a choice. And a normal education system or environment in India somehow does not allow you to do that. That's broadly at a very broad level. That's what you, how you might want to differentiate between a liberal arts education and a normal education system in India. I don't know if I've answered your question, and I don't know how to validate that. So please respond to this request if I have met your expectations from my answers. Otherwise, I'm happy to elaborate on it more. Excuse me for a second, please. Would you have any specific questions around the admissions to the program, or the selection process, how we go about looking at a particular profile? I'm happy to address them as well. There's a question from Shagun which says, how formal, informal is the interview going to be? So it's a formal interview, but it is different in a way that we are not going to be stressing you out in any way. If we have one objective that is very important for us is that we want to make you absolutely comfortable. So we try our best that you are very comfortable when you're talking to us. We try to ensure that your visit to the venue, your experience at the venue is also comfortable. So while the interview is of course a formal one, you don't have to do some extraordinary preparation for it. What is important is that you're very relaxed, because our effort is going to be to make you comfortable. We are not going to ask you things that you will not know. Our attempt in the interview is to understand you a little more than what you have written out in the application. So while it is a formal interview, the best interviews are those in which the candidates are relaxed. And this is our commitment that we will never want to stress you out in any way. So in fact, we'll be asking things that you have been good at. We will not ask you things that you have struck, that you might not have been good at. Our whole idea is to understand you a little more. So that's our commitment to you. So there is no reason to be anxious about it. And yeah, just be suitably and formally dressed. You don't need to, get too anxious about dressing in the formal kind of a manner, but just dress for a normal, regular interview. Okay, so there's nothing to worry actually. I don't know if I was able to answer your question. I'll request you to confirm if I was able to do so. This is the question from Vaibhavi, and she's asking, could you please brief up on the admissions process regarding the predicted grades as well, since I am pursuing an IBDP? So your predicted grades for IB students is taken almost equivalent to your board scores, for your final scores. We take an IB score sheet very, very seriously. This score sheet has to be sent to us directly, and you are also expected to enter the scores if there is a challenge, in case you have them, on the admission form. But our whole focus as a undergraduate program and the design of the undergraduate program is such that it is very, very close to what you could call as a, it is very close to what an IB student might be experiencing in their school years. So it is based on a lot of reading, questioning, critical thinking, writing, engaging, discussing in the classroom, and it is not really rote learning. So our commitment to IB students, while it is significant, we believe that IB students are somewhat uniquely suitable to our undergraduate program. I'm not saying in any ways that other students are not suitable. So your predicted grades really become almost a very close approximation in our mind for your final scores. Only in the event that your predicted scores and your final scores are significantly different after your final scores come out that we get concerned. But normally our decision will be made on the other parts of your profile, plus of course your predicted score. So once your final scores come in, we do sit down and take stock of that and see what is the extent of match with the predicted scores. But in general, we will be in a position to make you an offer if everything else adds up and your predicted scores are, of course, they add up in an overall sense of your academic profile. Then we will be able to make you a final offer. Of course, assuming that the final scores will match the predicted scores. The next question is from from Shaubhagya Raizada about what is the procedure to apply for semester abroad. So at the end of the first year, first actually 1.5 years, you will be applying to these foreign universities, our partners, because at the end of 1.5 years, you'd have finished your foundation courses at Ashoka, and you are ready to study other courses of your interest abroad. So the process is quite simple. The Office of Academic Affairs will be reaching out to you, and for those students who are interested in the exchange program, will be submitting their interest to the Office of Academic Affairs. Based on the response from students, we'll be communicating with the partner universities based on where you want to go, what you want to study, based on the, let's say, the statement of purpose. We'll be able to connect you to the right institution, and eventually it will be their final call. Of course, with our support, we should be able to get you the institution of your choice. But at the end of the day, these are a reputed institution, and they have their own independent decision-making process. So that's how typically it will happen at the end of 1.5 years. The next question is from Shruti. How do I give my predicted scores? I am in CBSE grade 12. Sorry, it's from Shrikant. Sorry, I missed that. So CBSE students are expected to enter their own best honest guess or estimate of their final scores. We will treat those scores seriously. We will incorporate them into our overall decision to call you for an interview, and then also consider that in your overall profile in making a final decision. But for CBSE students, it is going to be very important that your final scores do match up with your predicted scores. Any significant discrepancy will call for queries from us. You will need to provide us suitable justification. And the final decision in that case, in the case of a significant discrepancy, will rest with us. I hope I have answered your question. Please feel comfortable to send in a follow-up question. This is from Shruti. She's keen to apply and join Ashoka. I'm keen to pursue economics and management in undergraduate studies. Yes, can I select courses I want? What kind of flexibility do I have to do subjects of my choice? Is it a 3-year or a 4-year program? So you have complete flexibility in choosing what majors you want. There are 2 obligations that we will have that you might want to fulfill. Is that in the foundation courses, you should do well as you can in the courses that you would want to pursue. And second, of course, if there's a lot of interest from the whole batch in pursuing that major, we might have a situation where we will look into your grades in those related foundation courses. If it's economics and management or finance or whatever, we will look at how you have done in economics, how you have done in maths, how you might have done in courses which pertain to your major. In terms of flexibility, you can actually choose any course. You can also decide to change your major in case it's not working out for you at the end of 2 years, let's say 2.5 years. Provided you, of course, fulfill the credit requirements for other majors that you might be choosing. This is a unique 3+1 model of the undergraduate program, in the sense that every student is going to be awarded a degree at the end of 3 years, subject to the completion of the courses and the credit requirements. However, if they want to pursue an area of interest a little deeper or fulfill the requirements of going abroad to reputed institutions who normally ask for a 4th year or for a certain number of additional credits, then it is advisable that you do the 4th year. However, at the end of 3rd year, you'll obviously get the degree. At the end of 4th year, you'll additionally get a diploma, which will be the advanced diploma in advanced study, research, and practice. So that's broadly the model of a 4-year program, which should be understood in real terms as a 3+1 model. I hope I have answered your question, Shrikant. Shruti, again, kindly give me a brief on the admissions process. We apply online now and then way forward. Yes, you apply online, then we'll be calling you for an interview based on your written application. So we have a assessment criteria of your written application, which will look at your academic scores over the class 9, 10th, 11th, 12th. It will look at your extracurriculars. It will look at your co-curricular works. It will look at your recommendation. And based on that, we'll call you for an interview. And the interview itself evaluates, I would say, a whole set of criteria. And based on the evaluation in the interview and in the written application, we'll be able to make you the final offer. For those of you who have interviews tomorrow, let me assure you this that this will be the most relaxed and comfortable interview you will ever have in your lives. The team that is going to interview you in whichever city you are in, Hyderabad, Bangalore, or Bombay, I can assure you that any other interview in your life, at least in India, will be a lot more tougher and a lot more stressful than this one. So I assure you that you'll have a great time talking to our panelists, and feel comfortable to ask them questions that might be on your mind. They are there to help you and know you. They are not there to test you. Okay, so that's for all those people who have an interview. Shruti again, how does the affiliation of Ashoka with foreign universities work? What degree do we get, and do we get overseas faculty? What else? Any exchange programs? See, our website really captures the details of the collaboration. It's on 4 accounts. One is visiting faculty, which we have many. You will see on the program. And you must go to our website to see the list of our faculty members, both from a permanent faculty point of view and those who are visiting. They are all laid out separately, so you'll get a sense of that. You also get to do exchange programs. That's number 2. We also have done a few joint research programs, and we'll continue to do more of them as more students and more faculty members visit us, and as more permanent faculty join us. And the 4th is, of course, joint seminars, research, joint seminars and symposiums that we continue to organize in Delhi, and we hope to do more of them as we go forward. Can the interview happen online? Okay. It is not the most desirable way to interview, because it's limited because of the nature of the medium used. However, in case there is a constraint on your schedule, whether it is related to your travel or location or whatever, we are happy to schedule an online Skype interview But like I said, the more desirable format would be to do an in-person interview. And we organize interviews in all cities, not all, I would say. So based on the number of applications, we will definitely interview in Delhi, Bombay, Bangalore, Hyderabad, Chennai, Kolkata. We are expecting to have interviews in Indore, Bhopal, and other cities based on what is the response from that city. So I think Lucknow is definitely happening. So a couple of other cities will again get added to it. But my recommendation will be that you join us in person. And that way you also get to meet faculty members. Sometimes founders are there, so you can also meet them. So maybe that's the way it works best. Okay. I don't know if some of you are in Bombay, and we have an interview scheduled in Bombay tomorrow. And I am here in Bombay, so for tomorrow, the whole day. So I'm happy to meet people who might be interested in knowing more about it. And if they want to meet us, a couple of my other colleagues will also be here. So it will be great if we can meet up and help you understand more about us. Okay, there's another question. What is the status of campus placements? Am I late for applying for 2015? Okay, have the interviews already started? Okay, so first of all, you're not late. The admission process has just begun. People who submitted before December 17th are getting interviewed now. People who will submit before January 17th, we hope we can interview by the end of January, or maybe before that. The interviews happen on an ongoing basis. As soon as we have a certain number collected for a particular city, we go there to do the interviews. So you're definitely not late. In terms of campus placements, you must make time to go to our website. And this is our 2015 is our second undergraduate batch, which will start in August 2015. We have been running a postgraduate program for the last 3 years. And what you can see is the placement record for that program. For the last 3 years, we have been getting some of the top firms from across India to recruit at Ashoka. And these firms are actually reputed for going only to the best of the colleges in India and abroad, like McKinsey, Boston Consulting Group, Microsoft, Coca-Cola, and all the big firms that you might know of. But what is equally exciting for us is that we have also got an equal number of firms which are in the non-profit sector, because a lot of our postgraduate students or fellows, as we call them, they are very keen to pursue social sector work. So we also get organizations from that sector, so that the placement for students and fellows is not ad hoc and random, that you get the companies, everybody applies to the companies, everybody gets a job, and everybody goes home. What we do is an extensive amount of counseling and career advisory, so that the student makes a good choice in terms of what area they would like to pursue for their for their professional career. And we counsel them through mentorship. So each student in the fellowship program is connected to a mentor who guides this person in understanding the nuances of the sector that could be of interest to the person. And based on that, we try to connect this student to companies that could be of interest to the student. So our placements are unique in a way that it is customized to the interest areas of the student. And not always, it is the case that we are able to meet the perfect match for the students. But in most cases, we have been able to meet the aspirations and the plans that the students have made out for themselves for a professional career. You must check out our placement record in terms of data, companies, and numbers on our website. I don't want to pull out a laundry list of them, but it is recommended that you go to the Young India Fellowship section and see our placement record. What could also be heartening to you, and of course it's a huge source of support to us, is to realize that our network of founders and mentors include at least 200 people from India and abroad. And all these founders, mentors, and donors, they are heads of various corporations and organizations in the profit and the non-profit sectors. They actually also head educational institutions like Deepak Jain, who heads Kellogg's, and places like that. So no matter what the student wants to do, we have someone in the world to guide the student and help the student get that access. So I think you might find hope and confidence in the network of people that we have in our association, which could be considered unmatched, I would say, at least in the context of Indian higher education institutions. I want to stop there, but I'm happy to take more questions on placements. When do we submit our predicted grades? When you're submitting the application form, you have a form field which allows you to share your predicted grades, and also if the school issues an official predicted grade, you can always courier that to us, because that's we'll always ask you for the original from the school. And there is no hurry with respect to the deadline. The deadline for the first round, please note, for the first round is January 17th. There are 3 rounds in the application process, and they continue till, I think, if I'm not mistaken, till end of June, right? So what is important is that you submit a very good application instead of rushing through a badly written application. Okay. I think I have handled the questions that were there, at least on the screen. I'm happy to take more questions. There you go. Sorry, I had to take an important call. I'm sorry. This is a question from Shruti. What is the student-teacher ratio and how many students are currently pursuing programs at Ashoka? So our undergraduate program has 133 students and the postgraduate program has 197 students. So it's a total of 330 students who are residing and studying at Ashoka right now. We are expecting to have around 300 undergraduate students in the next batch and 200 students in the postgraduate batch. So we'll probably have a total of 300 plus 200 plus 133. So it's around 633 students, right? In terms of our number of faculty members who are permanent on the Ashoka University roles, it's 20. And the visiting faculty is around 25. So we have a total of 45 faculty members on a base of 330 students. So if you look at the student-teacher ratio, it obviously looks, I would say, very good right now. But with time, this will even out. And as it attains full capacity over the next 5 to 6 years, we imagine a student-teacher ratio of between 20 and 25, not more. Is it possible to visit the college and have a one-on-one with students, admission to understand better? Okay. So yeah, of course you can visit the campus. If you are flying, if you're coming to Delhi, you must make it a point to visit the campus. You can definitely meet the dean of the undergraduate studies. You can also meet the dean of academic affairs and meet faculty members on the campus. Meet other students on the campus who will give you a sense of the academic environment, the extracurricular life, and of course, in terms of the admissions process, in terms of how it is organized, I can easily help you understand that better. But if you want to understand the academic affairs a little deeper, we are happy to connect you to the Office of Academic Affairs, and if you're visiting the campus, you can surely meet them. Shrikant, I hope I was able to answer your question. Okay, can you please explain the 3+1 concept again? Do we have a choice to do the +1 program or is it mandatory? What degrees do we get if it is 3 years and what if it is 3+1? So the degree that you get is at the end of 3 years. It's a BA, BSc honors degree. On the 4th year, which is not mandatory, it's an optional, I would say, it's an option that you have. You'd normally want to do this if you want to, if you plan to go abroad. You'd also want to do this in case you want to specialize a little deeper in an area of your interest. So the 4th year, which gets you an additional diploma in advanced studies, research and practice, is an opportunity to study more in an area of your interest and prepare for your higher education. Because most universities abroad want a 4th year or a certain number of credits that you can fulfill in the 4th year. What is interesting in the 4th year is that you also get a chance to do an internship in a social sector organization, which is not just a passive, go and intern kind of a situation. But every one month you are visiting the campus, reviewing your works, thinking about it, analyzing it critically, writing a paper on your progress. So it's really a combination of field work and academic work and research, along with, of course, doing all the electives that could be in your area of interest. That's your 4th year. I hope I've answered your question. There's a question on I'm sure the UG is not a compulsory stay-in program and children can commute every day. Do you operate buses in all parts of Delhi? Sir, this is a fully residential program, which means that students are expected to be residing on the campus for all 7 days. However, students are free to uh, go over on the weekends. Yeah, the nature of the schedule, sir, is designed in a manner that the classes and all the co-curricular works occupies most of the day for all the students. So going to Delhi and coming back every day is, I would say, a bit of a impossible situation. I think once you visit the campus, you will be comfortable in letting your child stay on the campus. In terms of their transport to Delhi, we have a shuttle service that runs at the frequency of 20-25 minutes uh, from the campus to the nearest metro station, which is Jahangir Puri. And it runs right from 8 a.m. in the morning till 11 p.m. at night. So, however, the bus and the shuttle service does not take students to different parts of Delhi. It picks and drops them at the nearest metro station. There's a question from Shagun which says, is there a possibility of arranging a webinar with existing students at Ashoka? Bit of a challenge because we'll have to start coordinating schedules. However, what you can do is write to admissions that you might want to speak to a student. I don't know which school you're from, but if we have a student from your school here, we are happy to connect you to him or her, and that person can maybe guide you further. You can always schedule a Skype chat with this student. But for us to get into the the effort of scheduling conversations between you and students, I hope you will understand it could become a logistical challenge if we have many students asking for it. So like I said, feel comfortable to write to the admissions email ID. We'll be happy to connect you to someone who is from your school or from your town or city or state or country. I'm sure I was not as helpful as you wanted me to be on this account, but I'm sure we can meet your needs in a slightly different way. There's a question, okay, from Shagun. Okay, sure. Okay. So what can we do for you? You are from Dhirubhai Ambani International School and you'd like to meet someone from your school, but yes, we don't have anyone from your school. Would you like to talk to someone from the Aditya Birla World School, as they call it, or Scottish High, or some, how about Singapore International School, or there's a school by the name of Inventure or something. Will these schools work for you if we get students from these schools to talk to you? Please let us know if there are other schools that we can connect you to. In Yeah, any other school, I'll be happy to help you engage with them. There's a question from Mr. Shrikant about the next webinar scheduled sometime soon for admissions. We will continue to schedule these webinars, sir. I think it will be a fortnightly kind of a frequency. However, you should not be limited by that in any way. You should write to us. We'll revert to you. You can call us. This is more like an organized manner to reach out to a larger student and parent body. But in case you have a specific query, you can always write to us or call us. Thank you. Yes, Shagun, there is a whole bunch of students who have done IB in Mumbai. And if you write that request to admissions, one of my colleagues will definitely connect you to that person. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Shrikant. We look forward to your visit. And, we hope, you get to know more about the university once you visit the campus by meeting students and faculty members. This is a question from Vaibhavi about ideally by when should I apply. You should apply when you are ready with a very good application. You should not rush to meet a deadline by any chance. Uh, we have multiple rounds of applications, so there is no hurry really. You can apply by January 17th, and of course that's the first round, and then you have two more rounds. The advantage of applying early is that first, uh, the chances of getting scholarship is higher because our pool of scholarship is limited. So people who come in early ask early, and hence they have a higher chance of getting it. The second is that as you move through the rounds, the competition by the increasingly smaller number of seats starts increasing, right? So you are competing for more number of seats and smaller number of applicants in the first round than later on. So it's advised that you apply early, but not at the cost of submitting a rushed or badly written application. I'll stop now Thank you very much for all your questions, and I hope I was able to meet your expectations, respect to your queries to some extent, and we wish you the very best.